right, so here we go with some long division practice. And one of the most important things about dividing is to first estimate about what your answer will be. So I'm going to take a look at my dividend here, 48,825, divided by my divisor, which is 15. So I'm taking a look at these numbers. Now, in order to estimate here, obviously I like the number 50,000. 50,000 is called a landmark number because it's easy to count by and it's easier to work with. So that's my estimate for this number, okay? Now for the 15, obviously 15 is closer to 20 than it is to 10, but for our purposes, I am going to say that this is close enough to 10. All right, so I'm going to use 10 for my divisor and 50,000 for my dividend. And then I'm going to say, okay, well, how many groups of 10 can I get out of 50? All right, I know that that answer is 5. Okay, I've used my 10. I've used this. How many zeros have I not used? 3. So my estimate is going to be 5,000. All right, so I'm just going to kind of leave that there so that we know a ballpark of where we should be. Now this way, if you estimate that your answer is going to be 5,000 and you get something like 500 or 50,000, you know you'll be way off, okay? Just like addition is, just like multiplication is repeated addition, really division is just like repeated subtraction. So what we're going to, if we use the words 48,825 divided by 15, it's the 15 that goes on the outside of the division house or whatever you call it. Okay. Again, this estimate on the side here, it's only here to give us a ballpark. But we're in 6th grade, so we're going to divide using these numbers. All right. As we did with multiplication, I think it's probably a good idea to use either an index card or a sticky note here and cover up the numbers that you're not working with at the time. So I am going to use that in this video just to show you how that works. Now you'll see these letters here, D, M, S, C, B. That is so I remember to divide, multiply, subtract, check, and then bring down. And I'll talk about that in a minute. The way that, one of the sayings that I used to remember this is, does McDonald's serve cheeseburgers? Okay? Some of you in elementary school learned dirty monkeys smell consistently bad. Whatever you want to use to remember that is fine. It's entirely up to you. Okay? So I can't get a group of 15 out of 4. Now, is this 4? Of course not. All right? In the place in is 40,000. But I'm just going to treat them just like they're individual digits. I'm going to move this over and say, can I get a group of 15 out of 48? Again, this is not 48. It's 48,000. But I'm just going to treat it like it's just a 2-digit number for now. It makes it easier to work with. All right, well, I know that I can get 3 groups of 15 out of 48. That's my division piece. Now I have to multiply. 3 times 15, I know, is 45. Okay? Once I do that, I am going to subtract. Okay? So I'm going to take 45 away from 48, and I'm going to be left with 3. Okay? The check is important because you want to check and make sure that this number, what you're left with after you subtract, it has to be less than 15, otherwise you did something wrong. And when we work with bigger numbers, it's really important to check that. Next step is to bring down. So I'm going to bring down the 8. Okay, again, I'm only looking at that for now. Okay? And I know that I can get 2 groups of 15 out of 38. Okay? That's my divide. I just went right back to the beginning. Next, I multiply. 22 times 15 is 30. I subtract next, and I'm left with 8. Now I have to check, is 8 lower than 15? Yes, it is, so I'm okay. I'm good to go. You go back to the beginning each time, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. I checked, and now I have to bring down a number. And the next number is a 2, okay? So now I'm dealing with how many groups of 15 can I get out of 82? This is excuse me, this is the divisor. This is the dividend that I'm working with right now, and this is still the divisor. All right, so I'm going to say I'm going to actually purposely show what happens if you don't take the correct amount of groups away. So I'm going to guess that it's 4. Okay, so I divided. Now I multiply. 4 times 15, I know, is 60. Okay, now I subtract. And I'm left with 22. Here's where that checking part is so important. Is 22 less than 15? No, it's not. So I have to go back and increase this in my answer to a 5. Because if I get an answer higher than 15, it means I can get another group of 15 out of this. So I have to do that. So now that I have 5, I'm just going to 5 times 5 is 25. This is the way I multiply. It doesn't have to be the way you do. So I have 75 now. Okay. Now I'm to right here where I subtract. And I am left with, I'll do it the way you guys would do it. There we go. And I am left with 7. Okay. I check. 7 is less than 15, so I'm good to go. I've got one more number I have to bring down, and that's a 5. Boy, I like that number because look what we already did. We have a 5 here. We know that 5 times 15 is 75. So I'm just going to put another 5 in my quotient. 5 times 15 we know is 75. That's the multiplication. I subtract. 75 minus 75 is 0. Yes, 0 is obviously less than 15. And I have nothing else to bring down. So my quotient for this problem is 3,255. When I compare that to my estimate, it's not too bad. I mean, my estimate is higher, but at least I knew by estimating that my answer had to be somewhere in the thousands. Now, if you're having trouble with this, I would highly recommend that over this weekend you work on some of the problem set problems on page 59, and that is in lesson 12, because at some point we're going to have to move on, but if you are struggling, I highly recommend that you do some of these on your own, and you can come see me to check your answers.